People who have cataract usually relay a number of symptoms, but there's a typical pattern. The first thing I'd say is that a cataract is a clouding of the natural lens that is located inside the eye. It's not a film growing on the front of the eye, as some people imagine it to be. So the natural crystalline lens inside the eye is a clear structure that lets light through and focuses the light on the retina. Over time, that lens can lose its clarity, and that's a gradual process, and that can have the effect of allowing less light into the eye, and it can cause the light to scatter in different directions. So the kind of symptoms people notice include dazzle and glare from lights, and this can be especially noticeable when people are driving at night. So the lights of other cars and street lights can have a dazzly effect or halos around them. People sometimes describe a foggy, misty, cloudy quality to the vision. And as they progress with the symptoms, people will often say that they don't recognize people coming towards them on the street, or they don't see the numbers of buses as they come closer unless the bus is right up to them, or when they're driving they can't see the road signs until they're right up close to them. People sometimes say that they don't recognize people on the street, so when they wave to them they don't recognize them, they walk past, and their friends will say, oh, why did you ignore me, or didn't you see me yesterday on the high street? So there's a general clouding, fogging of the vision, dazzle and halo effect. And people also say that their close vision is affected, so that they find it more difficult to read. The letters can start to get jumbled up and cloudy, or they can get shadows and ghosts next to objects. And then things like watching TV become difficult, and people say that the quality of the television screen isn't so good, and that the subtitles or the little headlines on the news channels as they roll along the bottom of the screen aren't so clear. So they're the typical symptoms that people describe. But then people sometimes describe more specific symptoms according to their activities or hobbies or leisure interests. So you might say that someone who enjoys golf either can't quite see where the ball is to tee off, or when they tee, they can't see where the ball has travelled or where it's landed. Other people might describe difficulty with other hobbies, and I get quite a lot of patients who enjoy walking in the countryside, rambling, and some people enjoy the water facilities in South Wales, so sailing and so on. And so they will say that they can't quite read the maps if they're rambling or orienteering, or the dials on their boat. So some symptoms can be quite specific. The other thing that people who've got cataracts tell me is that they feel more dependent on other people. They feel as though they're not able to function as independently and as well and as fully as they used to. They feel that they're less able to undertake their normal daily activities and tasks, even simple things such as driving, or being borderline on the driving standard, or losing confidence in crossing the road or walking up and down steps. So people feel generally quite constricted and restricted in their life, and maybe feel as though physically they have the ability to do what they need to do, but visually they're impacted and lose some of the confidence or the visual ability to perform those functions. So life generally becomes a little bit less fun, a little bit less enjoyable. And when people are less able to perform their hobbies, so for example, a classic is people that do art and craft work and that kind of thing. If people are less able to do the things that they enjoy doing, life just becomes a little bit less fun and a little bit less enjoyable, which makes the results of the surgery much more rewarding for me and for the patients when all this comes back. I think it's very important that anyone considering cataract surgery or refractive lens exchange surgery is aware of the number one mistake that people make before they have their surgical intervention. And it's a mistake that people only know about, really, once the procedure has been completed. Please provide your contact details to us and we'll ping you over the answer straight away.